Hey guys, it's Tim and this is Wrestling Unlimited. Let me a little loud. Boom, boom, boom. As it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. For some reason, I'm not seeing the chat. Let me refresh this. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Now I see the chat. Wanted to make sure I saw the chat. Didn't miss any of you guys talking and whatnot. But with that, guys, it's Friday. It's the final SmackDown before WrestleMania, the WrestleMania SmackDown. We've got some potentially big news coming out of this show, as it looks like Rey Mysterio may have been injured. We'll talk about that more a little bit later. And yeah, other than that, it was a good go-home show. It was long. When it still had 55 minutes left. Like, they're doing the stuff with, like, it was like LA Knight, right before they set up the tag match, or during the tag match. I can't remember exactly when it was when I looked. But I know, like, LA Knight and Fatu and all of them were down there. I looked down at the clock and I go, oh, we still got like an hour left. Holy crap. We still got like an hour left. So yeah, this show did feel long. Went long. No, well, that's the wrong word. It didn't go long. It was topped. It ended right at the top of the hour, but it did feel like a long 3-hour show, which is not all that great. But yeah, we'll see how tomorrow goes. So as far as WrestleMania and the length, Peacock has it listed for, let's double check this. I want to say it's like 9 hours. Let me see. Let's go to Peacock. Pull this up on the screen. Cool. This. Oh, the Hall of Fame's already on? Probably a pre-show? As we see right here, well, that was earlier today, WrestleMania. Well, WrestleMania Night 1. Tomorrow at 3. It's not showing the time, but it was showing, you know, how long it was expected to go. What was it? More info, maybe? 8 hours. Right there. There it is. 8 hours. But you also got to think. 8 hours. There's probably going to be a 1 to 2 hour pre-show. So I would say 2-hour pre-show. Then there's going to be at least an hour to 2 hour post show. There's 4 hours. There's potentially 3 to 4 hours there. So if you go 8 minus, we're going to get a 4, I say 4 to 4.5 hour WrestleMania on either night. Because I would assume, like I said, the pre-show goes 2 hours. The post-show's got to go an hour or two, at least an hour, if not longer, because we're going to have most likely the what's the word I'm looking for, the press conferences. So we'll see how it all does go, but we're gonna have a long couple of days. We also have NXT Stand and Deliver tomorrow at noon Eastern, so that should be a lot of fun. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below, or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tier subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff, 4 games. And you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, help us out over on YouTube with that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we post the community tab. And that way you know when we post or when we go live. Also, if you want to support the channel in another way, you could do so by becoming a channel member. We are mainly a community-funded channel here in business, and we'd really appreciate the more help and support that you guys can provide when subscribing either at patreon.com/PWU Unlimited or on YouTube as a member. You get ad-free access to our long-form content, which we are working on more of. You get emotes and emojis and graphics packages and so much more. And finally, if you want to help us out in another way, you can do so by donating a super chat or a super sticker. That's the best way to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and get The Undertaker and Cody Rhodes. Yeah, you heard me right. Get The Undertaker and Cody Rhodes, because they are in Fortnite. The Undertaker and Cody Rhodes have been added to Fortnite starting today. And it looks very awesome. We're going to pull it up right here on the screen. The Undertaker and Cody Rhodes are now in Fortnite. They look just so cool. I'm not really sure why we got coffee beans on a drum kit where Undertaker Sarah tattoo's supposed to be. That I don't understand. But regardless, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, the Phenom, the Dead Man, the Undertaker. They've each got special emotes, and they've got special back blings and pickaxes. Undertaker's got a shovel. Cody's got a sword. As far as back blings, I think Undertaker's is the urn. Cody's is the WrestleMania 40 mask. So that's really cool as well. When you're going and buying them, purchasing them in Fortnite, use our code PWU NLIMITED or PW Unlimited when getting either the Undertaker, Cody Rhodes, or both in Fortnite. But with all of that, and let's get boom, 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 that off the screen. I agree, Bangs. I wish there was a coat, no coat, or jacket, no jacket Cody. I mean, Cody looks cool. I like the weapon skin that we get, the Cody weapon skin as well. With all of that, let me see something really fast. Are they doing a pre-show for the Hall of Fame? What do we got right now showing Hall of Fame? Oh, just coverage starts soon. Okay. You can click it because it says watch now. But then you go down there and it says coverage starts soon. They're starting in 30 minutes. Gotcha. Well, let's run through this because I want to watch the Hall of Fame. So with all of that, we got a lot to talk about as far as SmackDown does go in Las Vegas. Joe Tessitore welcomed everybody into the show as shots of Las Vegas aired. We see Cody Rhodes, Motor City Machine Guns, Street Profits, Solo, Tama Tonga, all coming into the building. When Tama Tonga and Solo get out of their SUV in the parking lot, though, they're attacked by LA Knight. Knight slams Tama Tonga's head into a car door, and we learn later that Tama Tonga had to be taken to a local medical facility. Yeah, they said it. They didn't say hospital. Tessitore said local medical facility. We then get Seth Rollins kicking off the show. His music hits, and he walks down to the ring where the crowd starts chanting for CM Punk. Rollins said, welcome to Friday Night SmackDown, which quite doesn't sound the same as welcome to Monday Night Raw. Well, actually, no. He said, welcome to Friday Night Rollins instead of Monday Night Rollins. That's what it was. Like I said, crowd's chanting for CM Punk. So he sits cross-legged like Punk in the middle of the ring. The crowd starts also chanting for the OTC. Neither of them on this show. Rollins took the SmackDown cube off the microphone and said he wanted to start by talking about Punk. Rollins said the reason Punk came back to wrestling was because everyone chanted his name for 10 years. Rollins said when Punk came back to the ring, quote, it wasn't a WWE ring, making a AEW reference there. Rollins said if Punk came back because everyone chanted his name, or if he said, did Punk really come back because everyone's chanting his name, or because, quote, someone wrote a big fat check? Rollins noted how Punk burned that bridge and came back to WWE and asked if it was because of the fans or the money. Rollins said, no, it was not because of the fans. It was the big fat check. Crowd starts chanting, big fat check, big fat check, big fat check. And Seth said the Punk line, tell me when I'm telling lies. Rollins called Punk a liar, a fraud, and a coward. Rollins said, say what you want about Roman Reigns, but Reigns doesn't even pretend to care about the fans, whereas Punk claims that he loves you all. He really doesn't. Rollins said that Reigns only cares about Reigns, and Reigns is, well, the Reigns in the Reigns business. The crowd did the Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, because now U.S. crowds think they're international crowds. And now we got to get all these chants everywhere now. Roman Reigns. And I'm fucking sick of it. Like during the kickoff show earlier, we got like 4 minutes of, oh, Drew McIntyre. Oh, Drew McIntyre. Like, you're not an international crowd. You're in the USA. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's annoying. At least for me, it is. Would I participate if I was there? Maybe. I wouldn't go for no 3-4 minutes. I'd do it for like 30 seconds. Be like, all right, I'm over this. Let's go. Let's go. But regardless, Rollins said that Reigns knows nothing about sacrifice. Well, Rollins knows everything about that last year. He was at WrestleMania with his knee hanging off the bone. Hurt, but being there because he needed to be the shield for Cody. Rollins said that Heyman brought Reigns, Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, he named him my name, Dean Ambrose, into the WWE to be the shield of CM Punk. Rollins said every single night he sacrificed everything and had to be in the ring to do so, unlike others who we don't see as often. Reigns said that he didn't get the credit because everybody else in the back wanted all the cameras on Roman when they were in the Shield. Rollins said everybody said Roman would be the next cash cow. He would be the, quote, next John Cena. Rollins said Punk took his ball and went home. And Rollins heard some Punk chants while Rollins was making every show and sacrificing every single night. Rollins said that the story started 12 years ago and it will end tomorrow night, quote, in the most important triple threat match in the history of this industry. Like they haven't hammered that home enough. It's not as bad as the greatest match of all time, Edge and Randy Orton, before the match even happens. Rollins then promised everybody that he will lay everything on the line to make sure that this business moves forward in the right direction. Because, quote, that's not a prediction, that's a spoiler. Using that Paul Heyman line. It wasn't bad. This was good. I liked it. I thought it was productive. It just hyped up, hey, here's what we got for tomorrow, main event. I'm going to win, because if I don't win, we're setting the business back. Are we really, though? It's not like either of these men are winning the championship and now the face of the company and in charge or whatever. No. What does it really matter who wins this match? You know what I mean? What does it really matter? It doesn't. Unless it's like the winner's the new number one contender for the WWE Championship, and then they can go on and take that title and run this business. But it's not. There's literally no stakes. What is it? The winner gets Heyman? Oh, yeah. That's my one gripe here. And they said, they keep saying, the most important triple threat match in the history of this industry. But is it really? Or was WrestleMania 20? Benoit, Michaels, Helmsley. Like, that's the most important triple threat in the history of this industry, or at least the best, or one of, in WWE. They'll never talk about it because Benoit. There's two really good triple threat matches in WWE that I don't think can be touched, and they both can't be talked about because of their Benoit matches. It's Kurt, Jericho, Benoit. And then there's Shawn, Triple H, Benoit, which I could watch that match every day. The WrestleMania 20 main event. Oh my God, is that match good? Triple H, Crimson Mask. So then we get the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Rey Fenix gets a big televised entrance. Everybody else is basically already in the ring. Video package aired about Andre. And when the cameras came back, Nakamura received a televised entrance as well. Then we got the match. As far as the matches go, Carlito and R-Truth had a little bit of fun going back and forth where Truth took a bite of Carlito's apple. Truth then eliminated Carlito and threw his apple at him. The Miz then eliminated Truth as a means to help Mello. Karrion Kross then attacked Miz and Mello stepped in to break it up. Los Garza went to work on Phoenix, but that led to Phoenix eliminating both Berto and Angel. Santos Escobar looked angry about the whole thing. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory then eliminated both members of Pretty Deadly. Ludwig Kaiser eliminated Tyler Bate, big strong boy, with a shotgun dropkick to Bate's midsection. As a result, Pete Dunne went to work on Kaiser. Santos Escobar proposed working with Phoenix to eliminate Andrade, but instead, Phoenix eliminated Escobar. The Creed brothers eliminated Tozawa and Otis, then clotheslined the Creed brothers over the top rope to dispose of them. Otis was then eliminated. Otis attacked the Creed brothers outside the ring. Andrade threw Waller to the floor. Andrade did the same to Theory. Andrade and Chad Gable had a moment, and all the luchadors then attacked Gable and Phoenix. Eliminated him. Phoenix and Cross then exchanged chops, and Dragon Lee eliminated Cross, which got boos, considering how it's Cross's hometown of Las Vegas. Lee ran into a knee from Nakamura. Nakamura eliminated Dragon Lee. Kaiser and Dunn then fought on the apron, and both safely returned to the ring before Dunn eliminated Kaiser. Miz and Mello were on the apron, and Dunn did the finger spot on Mello. Miz saved Mello, but Dunn eliminated Miz. We're down to our final five. Phoenix, Dunn, Mello, Nakamura, and Andrade. Mello eliminated Dunn in the final four are set. They all brawl, and Nakamura fired up with Mr. Running Knee. From there, Andrade dropkicked Nakamura off the top rope and out of the match. Mello and Andrade fought on the middle rope, and Phoenix tried to eliminate both of them, but to no avail. Mello then attacked Phoenix. Phoenix ran at Mello, but Mello placed Phoenix on the apron. Phoenix walked to the ropes, but El Grande Americano would appear and eliminate Phoenix out of nowhere. We're down to our final two, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Testor referenced their 7-match series last year. Mello and Andrade countered each other's big moves as they kept talking about how these guys have had so many matches together, they know what the other's going to do before they even do it. Andrade hit a spinning back elbow at one point, and both guys went down at about the 15-minute mark of the match. Andrade then set it for 3 amigos, but Mello blocked it and hit a cutter. The two then battled on the second rope, and Mello got the best of it, sending Andrade over the top and to the floor. Carmelo Hayes does win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the 2025 edition on Smackdown. And then he celebrated, and Miz came down to celebrate with him. So there you go. There's your winner of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It sucks that the winner never gets anything, but hey, you could just say, I won a big match on WrestleMania weekend. Fortunately, this match should be taking place on the pre-show with the women's match on the other night pre-show, but it's what it is. It's what it is. Wade Barrett talks about his upcoming interview with Charlotte Flair that will air on the pre-show of WrestleMania. They gave us a little snippet of it. Barrett asked Charlotte Flair why she thinks things got ugly between her and Tiffany Stratton. Charlotte took her time to respond and says she doesn't love it. And both she and Tiffany have chips on their shoulders. Now, though, people are invested in the Charlotte-Tiffany match, and what matters most to Charlotte is that people know what to see. Tiffany and Charlotte. And they've got to go at it. Charlotte said that at the end of the day, that's what the business is about, drawing people in. This was all they showed. And yeah, cool. Okay, whatever. There's also the one with Tiffany they showed later as well. The Tama Tonga, they tell us, has been taken to a local medical facility after being just thrown into a car door. Not even that hard. We've seen Drew Mack. What was it? Drew got his face smashed into a car door or a windshield. And yeah. Rhea Ripley was shown walking around backstage. We then go to a commercial break, and when we come back, Rhea comes down to the ring. Rhea took a bunch of cheers coming down to the ring. She got a mic and said that this will be her 6th WrestleMania, and each time she's walked into some sort of a championship match. That said, this year is probably the most important to her. Ripley noted how she lost her women's title before Mania and let Bianca Belair get the best of her. Ripley said that she could make excuses and complain, but that's not the point here. The point is about that is in her past. Ripley said that she will do what she has to do to get back what is hers, the Women's World Championship, for a 3rd time. Ripley said that she will walk out of WrestleMania a 3-time champ. That's when Io Sky's music hit and Sky made her entrance. Commentary brought up, hey, Io's kind of mad right now because Rhea and Bianca only keep mentioning each other and not the actual champion. Hall of Fame starts in about 20 minutes, guys. I see you guys talking about it in the chat. At least that's what Peacock is stating. About 20 minutes. 15 to 20. I really want to be accurate, 17. Anyways, Sky went to talk, and boom, Bianca's music hits before she could say a word. Belair entered the ring and started talking, but the crowd booed her. Belair asked Sky and Ripley if they really thought that, well, she wouldn't show up here tonight. The boos got louder. I'm like, wow, they're really turning on Bianca. Okay. Belair said tonight might be her last time on SmackDown for a while because at Mania, she's going to walk out as a champion. And then out came Naomi. Naomi confronted Belair about not talking to her. Naomi said that she's been calling and texting and Bianca is not responding. No return. Naomi said if their friendship means so little to Belair, then that's it. Naomi said that she will handle things in private and she will take care of Jade at WrestleMania. Naomi said all this from the ramp before she eventually enters the ring, and Bianca said that they weren't going to do this right now. Naomi said, tomorrow, I'll finish it. Don't worry about it. And Bianca's like, this is not about Jade. And now, well, came Jade. Cargo got into the ring and yelled at Belair off mic. Like, she was yelling at her. We can kind of hear it. We couldn't really tell exactly, but yeah, because Belair had like the mic down. Anyways, Naomi rolled out of the ring. Ripley then stepped in and said, it wasn't about you, so get out of my ring. But Naomi returned, and everyone except Sky brawled. Sky just kind of stood there and watched it all as the crowd chanted, E-Yo, Sky! E-Yo, Sky! Sky then went to the top and landed an over the moonsault to everybody on the floor to end the segment. All right, they just tried to get two big matches. Well, I don't want to say two big matches, but two matches kind of hyped up in one segment because there is slight connectivity. So I guess you could say, cool. Banks says Naomi cost Bianca. I think Bianca wins. I think Bianca walks out the champ. Rey Fenix was shown backstage, kind of like getting his wind from after the Battle Royal and whatnot. Chad Gable walked up with American Made and made fun of him for losing the Battle Royal. And I'm like, bruh, you just lost too. Dragon Lee then walked in and told Gable, shut up. Rey then showed up and said, hey, there's three of you. There's three of us. We're still ready to go. You ready to go? I'll go talk to Nick Aldis. 6-man. So that's what we got. 6-man tag, American Made versus Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Rey Fenix. Two kings in the same match. So then we got our WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Street Profits defending against the Motor City Machine Guns. Dumb finish just to get us to, well, a possibly badass match next week. Motor City Machine Guns jump-started the match as the Profits were posing during their entrance. When the match officially started, Shelly and Sabin worked a series of double-team moves on Ford until Ford powered out of everything and clotheslined Shelly and Sabin. Dawkins then tagged in and landed a spinning splash on Sabin before tagging in Ford, who hit an assisted blockbuster on Sabin, but Shelly broke up the pin. Shelly then went to fly, but Dawkins punched Shelly in the teeth, and the show went to a break. When the show returned, Shelly tagged in Sabin, who fired up and took out both Profits, complete with a running apron kick to Dawkins. Sabin then hit a missile drop kick to Ford. Shelly tagged in, and the pair worked some double team moves on the Street Profits, including a flatliner combo. Dawkins tagged in and threw Sabin, who was the legal man, down for a 2 count. Ford quickly tagged in and went to the top, but Motor City Machine Guns worked him over with a series of tandem moves, again doing some double team. Shelly went to the top, but Dawkins broke things up. Ford hit a super kick on Sabin and landed a dive on everybody over the ring post. Yet DIY would then show up, attack everybody, interfere, and the ref calls off the match. So, like, they said no contest, but at first they said double DQ, whatever, it's all the same. Ciampa Gargano then grabbed the titles and ran away with them. They stole the belts. I mean, what we got of a match here wasn't bad. It was 8.5 minutes before DIY showed up. It was going good. I will say that. It was going good. We go backstage. Nick Aldis ran into Chelsea Green and the Secret Hervis. Green's ladies served Aldis the papers, which addressed last week's countout that she says should be stricken from the record book. Aldis said, okay, well then how about you and Zelina again tonight? Hervis banned from ringside. Johnny Gargano was then shown walking around the back with the tag titles that they stole until they were stopped by Nick Aldis. He's like, give me back the titles. Give me back the titles, gentlemen. And all of a sudden, the other two teams showed up, Street Profits and Motor City Machine Guns, yelling at them, yelling at Nick Aldis. Finally, Nick Aldis is like, you know what? We can either do this the easy way or the hard way. And DIY hand over the belts. Street Profits start yelling, and Nick goes, well, stop. Everybody, quiet. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. Next week, he looks down at the tag titles. These two titles are going to be held high above the ring. And the three of you, like the three teams, these three, all of you will battle for these belts in a TLC match. We will be getting a TLC match next week on Smackdown. The Street Profits defending against both Motor City Machine Guns and DIY. Boy, if I did not just make a trip to the Dallas-Fort Worth area this week, I'd almost want to go just for this match. It's a 4-hour drive. Would I really go to see this TLC match? Maybe, but I don't want to make that drive again 2 weeks in a row. I literally just got back from Dallas, and they're going to be in Fort Worth next week. Oh, man, that's tempting. That's tempting. John Cena, I think, is supposed to be on that show as well. I think it's Fort Worth. Let me double check. Where is SmackDown next week? SmackDown after me. Yep, Fort Worth, Texas. Oof. That's tempting. That's very tempting. I won't go. So moving forward. Randy Orton came down to the ring, and we basically learned what Randy Orton is going to be doing at WrestleMania. It's seemingly an open challenge. Orton comes down to the ring and says, I still don't have an opponent for WrestleMania. I ain't missing it. Orton said that he's been around town all week, and there is an excitement about WrestleMania, well, everywhere. Orton referenced his dad being in the first Mania and said there's no way in hell he sits out this year's Mania because he's not going to wait for his 20th WrestleMania. He said he wants this year to be number 20. Orton said, I'm going to show up on Sunday in my gear, boots tied, just enough baby oil on the skin, and here in the ring, ready to deliver for the WWE Universe. He said he's going to do it for the fans, himself, and the boys in the back. Orton said if anybody wants to test their mettle, he dares them to step up. Orton said if anybody on the strip owns a pair of wrestling boots, he challenges them to step up. Anybody in Las Vegas show up and fight him. Orton said whoever it is will fall victim to the three most dangerous letters in all of professional wrestling, the RKO. The music hits, and he leaves the ring. Basically, Orton said, I got an open challenge for WrestleMania on Sunday. I'll be there. Somebody show up and fight me. Which to me doesn't sound like just anybody in the back. It's got to be a return. Well, we learn later, Aleister Black is coming back next week on SmackDown. So maybe it's Rusev. Maybe, and this is a suggestion that I've been saying, something I've said for a while. Rusev is the one to challenge Randy at WrestleMania. Then we get like another match. Say Rusev wins, we get another match at Backlash in Randy's hometown. Randy wins there, and then we can get like a third rubber match. So Rusev gets a little bit of a program with Randy Orton of all people in his return. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it at all. Remember, guys, if you want to get your comment, questions, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat or Twitch bits on Twitch. We have a couple from Esports Gaming Rules. He said, hey, it seems that the Cody Cena WWE Championship match is more of the, quote, fight for the future tagline in the commentary on Raw and SmackDown for WWE and the history of pro wrestling in general. And also, I did not know what happened with Rey Mysterio until I saw the footage. So their plan B for the replacement against Chad Gable's Lucha alter ego. And I heard Lana sign a WWE Legends deal and her husband returning to WWE soon. So, a couple of things to unpack there. The whole important for the future of this business is a better tagline for Cena and Cody instead of the triple threat on night one. That's for sure. As far as Rey goes, we don't know anything on Rey. We know that Rey was helped to the back by two trainers. to the point where they got halfway up the ramp and Rey couldn't put any weight on his left leg. And eventually they just picked him up and carried him to the back. So that doesn't look good. We have the video up on all of our social media platforms, Twitter, X, Threads, Sky Blue, Facebook, and Instagram if you want to go check it out. Yeah, Rey had to be carried into the back. And then finally, the Lana stuff. Backup plan for that? I don't know. We don't even know. They still are promoting the match as it's happening because they don't even know yet. So until they know what Rey's status is going to be, and they may even just wait till morning to figure out how Rey feels in the morning, we don't know. So we'll have to see. For all we know, they're going to do like a segment. What would be the best plan, I think, if Rey is hurt? You show Rey on the pre-show on crutches and say, hey, he's shows up and he talks to Adam Pearce or whatever. And he's just like, so I bet you heard, you see it. I'm on crutches. I can't go, but I do have a replacement. Somebody picked up a big win last night. And he points, and then comes Rey Fenix. And we get Rey Fenix versus El Grande Americano. A Rey for a Rey. A king for a king. So yeah, that's what I think they should do. Also, the Lana thing. So according to PW Insider, well, a couple things to unpack here. I learned a few weeks ago, Rusev was at the WWE headquarters, signed a new contract to return to the company. No word on his wife, Lana, CJ Perry. Word came out today from PW Insider that the word going around is that she did not sign a contract to return to WWE, but instead signed a Legends deal. So it seems like Lana is not looking to return as a performer for WWE with her husband. So we'll see how that all does play out. And he also says Seth's promo has Punk and AEW Mox and Shield references, and Cody's promo has Sting references. Yeah, Cody's always going to reference Sting and stuff because Sting's like his favorite wrestler. He said it before. Sting growing up was his favorite wrestler. He idolized his dad, but Sting was his favorite wrestler. We got footage of the brawl between McIntyre and Priest on the kickoff. Byron Saxton interviewed Priest backstage. He's like, Byron, you're asking me these questions. I know it's your job to ask questions like this, but I'm not going to sit here and be interviewed. Let me just speak. Priest said that McIntyre is not a victim, at least not yet. Priest said that Drew isn't ready for the fight that he's going to get at WrestleMania. Priest said that he will beat Drew so bad, quote, he will wish he was futured endeavored again. Priest said that he will bury McIntyre on Sunday. I think this match could be really good. I think these two can have a hell of a street fight. So then we got Zelina Vega and Chelsea Green again. This match went 3.5 minutes. Green ran at Vega to jumpstart the match and kept the offense up pretty good for the early portion of this match. Vega eventually kicked Green in the face, but Green came right back and landed a series of strikes on Vega before saluting the crowd. Green instantly scolded the referee for counting her out, which was very funny. Green ran at Vega, and Vega backdropped Green into the timekeeper's area. The women nearly missed the 10 count playing off of last week and rolled back into the ring to break it. The two traded blows, and the crowd cheered for Green, booed Vega, which is what they're opposite of what they're supposed to be doing. Eventually, Vega fired up and took control, setting up for a 619, but Vega instead ran into a kick from Green, which earned Green a 2 count. Green then placed Vega on the top rope, but Vega reversed it into a super code red and then got the pin and the victory 1-2-3. So there we go. Zelina Vega decisively this week defeats Chelsea Green. I assume this is leading to a title match. So next up, LA Knight made his way out to the ring and said, "Let me talk to you." Knight started by saying what happened last week was inspiration. This was why he attacked Tama Tonga earlier. He now plans to take out Solo so he can't interfere at Mania. It will just be one-on-one. Knight said that he walked into WWE and turned this world upside down. Knight said that Fatu hasn't seen anything like him yet, and he will in their match at WrestleMania. Knight said someday, somewhere, Fatu will be a champion in WWE. But at Mania, Fatu will eat a BFT courtesy of L.A. Knight. Yeah. Sikoa's music hit. And then, well, the next match came. It was LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa. 7 minutes. Ends in a DQ. Leads to a tag match. There's not even much to talk about here. Knight jump started early. The two brawled in the entranceway. And at one point, Sikoa lifted Knight up, but Knight countered into a neck breaker. Knight at one point came off the middle rope, but got hit in the face with knees. Knight then fired up and landed a DDT. Knight went to the second rope, and boom, Jacob Fatu showed up out of nowhere and attacked Knight for the DQ finish. Braun Strowman would then run out, make the save, all forward brawling. Nick Aldis ran out and said, you know what? There's 4 of you, 2 and 2. Let's do tag team match, and it's happening, well, right now. So that led to another 8 minutes. LA Knight and Braun Strowman against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. And like a lot of this happened during the break. The match started during a picture-in-picture. Fatu was working over Strowman as the show returned from a break. Sikoa tagged in and kicked Strowman before he went to a headlock. Fatu tagged in and kicked Strowman in the head, and then went to a modified chin lock move until Strowman lifted Fatu and slammed him. Knight received the hot tag, and Sikoa tagged in as well. Knight then went to the middle rope and hit a pop-up elbow from the top. Fatu broke up the pin. Strowman threw Fatu to the outside and went for the Strowman Express, but Fatu threw Strowman over the commentary table. Back inside the ring, Knight hit a BFT on Sikoa and picked up the victory. So there we go. LA Knight and Braun Strowman get the big win because, well, I think Fatu's winning that belt tomorrow. So LA Knight gets the win tonight to lose tomorrow. We then get a clip of Wade Barrett's interview with Tiffany Stratton. This felt very scripted. Tiffany said, I felt bullied during that split screen interview that I had earlier this year with Charlotte Flair. And I wondered, if that meant I needed to step it up. Tiffany said that she gave Charlotte a taste of her own medicine. Charlotte doesn't have to like Tiffany. She just has to respect her. Barrett asked Tiffany, what will happen if your time is up at WrestleMania? Tiffany said, that's not going to happen. And she's aware that, I'm going into a fight and I'm going to have to stand up to Charlotte. I'm not going to be bullied anymore. Tiffany said that I will walk out of WrestleMania the champion. So the big thing here is they've shifted the narrative. Charlotte is now the heel. Tiffany's now the babyface. And Charlotte is the bully veteran, the older bully, the big bully, like in high school. The older kid bullies the younger kid. The 8th grader bullies the 6th grader or whatever. And that's what they're going with here. Charlotte is the older statesman, the veteran, I guess you would say at this point, bullying the new upstart. So in that sense, Charlotte is the heel. She doesn't want to be, but she's being now portrayed as the heel. Bang says, oh shit, it's going to be in my area. Yes, Smackdown next week will be in Fort Worth. At the, what's it called? Dickies Arena? It is the Dickies Arena, yeah. I was literally in Dallas last 3 days. I don't want to do that drive again. It's not that bad, but I just don't want to do another 4-hour drive there, 4 hours back. Rey Phoenix, Rey Mysterio, and Dragon Lee took on and defeated American Made. But, Rey may have been hurt. I hope he's not. So Phoenix and Brutus started the match, traded offense, and Phoenix hit a leaping elbow until he tagged in Dragon Lee, who dropkicked Brutus. Julius tagged in shortly thereafter. Lee worked over Julius and sent him to the outside, where Lee landed a dive. Back in the ring, Lee hit a crossbody on Julius. Chad Gable, though, broke up a pin attempt. Rey Mysterio entered the ring and chased Gable around the ring. American Made then ran over everyone, and the 3 heels hit flying headbutts from the top rope on Lee at the same time. The show went to a commercial break. Back from the commercial break, Dragon Lee was taking punishment from American Made, complete with a Brutus ball. Lee was perched on the top rope, but all 3 heels ended up hanging by their legs on the top. Lee hit a double stomp on all 3 of them. Phoenix then received a hot tag from Lee and then a springboard kick on Julius. Phoenix's run, though, of the top rope was cut off by Julius's knee to the stomach. Julius then followed that up with a belly-to-belly suplex. Julius ran into a super kick and from Phoenix, and things broke down there with Phoenix taking out all of American Made himself. Excuse me. Phoenix then went to the top, and Rey Mysterio has disappeared at this point. But Phoenix went to the top and kicked Gable in the head. Lee then landed Operation Dragon on Julius. Phoenix followed this up with a Meteora from the top to pick up the victory. Almost immediately after the bell rang, Phoenix and Lee ran to check on Rey, who had to be helped to the back. And I'm going to pull up the video here of Rey Mysterio being helped to the back. If you guys have not seen it yet, let's pull it up here. We have it posted on our Twitter. So let's mute the audio. So if you see right here, and let me pull this up. So if you see here, this is the video in question. You have two trainers helping Rey. You can see Rey barely able to put any weight on that left leg. It eventually hurts to the point where he can't put any weight on it, and they just pick him up. They just pick him up and carry him to the back. So that is very unfortunate. Hopefully Rey Mysterio is not injured. Hopefully Rey Mysterio can work Mania tomorrow. He's got that match with El Grande Americano. But my suggestion, my thing here, if they got to get a replacement, then you replace one Rey with another Rey Mysterio and Rey Phoenix. You swap them, and you're good to go. Not ideal by any means, but there you go. So we'll see how it all does play out. And if we do get any updates on Rey Mysterio, we will keep you guys updated on his status for tomorrow's WrestleMania. Again, they are still advertising him for the match. When they did the rundown of the card at the end of the show, they still said Rey versus El Grande. So they're hopeful. I think they might at least wait till morning, see how Rey is feeling, and go from there. So again, no update right now on Rey's status and condition and possible injury. But we will give you one as soon as we know. Moving forward for the final segment of the night. And let me get the Twitch poll here before we move on. Why is this not going? Here we go. As far as the Twitch poll, new poll, what did you think? Oop. Smackdown. I liked it. Was all right. I didn't like it. All right, if you are watching live on Twitch, the poll is now ready. Let's talk about this Cody Cena segment. Cody comes down to the ring. Great response from the crowd. Before he can even say a word, out comes John Cena. Old Johnny boy. Cena came out and said, before Cody could talk again, shut your mouth, kid. Cena then said that it will be his 20th Mania and 12th title match. Cena said Sunday will be the last time he ever competes in a WrestleMania ring. Cena said nobody has had the courage to end a career the way he is ending his. Cena said what he is doing is so unprecedented, people don't believe it. And my first thought was, no. Rick kind of did this in WWE. Ric Flair, that is. He kind of did a retirement tour, I guess you could say. Because they did the storyline of Ric Flair, your next loss is your final match. And then it led to the Shawn match at WrestleMania 24. So technically, we have kind of seen this with the Ric Flair storyline of final matches. You know, you had the Kennedy match, and I can't remember the other matches, but yeah. Cena said what he is doing is unprecedented. Cena said that there is no such thing as a wrestling retirement because wrestlers are all scared, insecure little losers. Cena said the second wrestlers get away from wrestling, they're left with themselves and they come crawling back as a shell of themselves. As such, Cena said that he doesn't need a single damn one of these fans. Cena said that the only reason he wants Cody's title is that he wants to take it away from the fans and Cody forever. Cena said he didn't tell Cody, quote, good job, champ, at last year's Mania, and he will lose at this year's. because Cody cares too much about what the fans think. Cena said that he was out there to share one more thing before their match. When he won the Elimination Chamber, he thought there was no way I could beat Cody, but well, you made that possible. You made it from impossible to possible. Cena said Cody changed that. That's what he said to The Rock. And I'm like, okay, well, where the fuck is The Rock? You're talking about him now, but where the hell is he? Cena said he realized at Chamber that Cody doesn't stand a chance. Cena said that he will prove that to the fans, and everybody this weekend. Cena constantly used them in referencing the fans and said Cody could accomplish anything he wants in life if he didn't listen to them. But Cody is too weak and only listens to them. Cena asked Cody if he's going to, quote, do what he thinks is right. Or does he win? It's the right thing. He's letting me win the belt. Cena called Cody scared, insecure, and naive. Cena said on Sunday he will make Cody, quote, somebody who finally realizes that becoming a winner, well, you have to sever ties with the losers in your life. Cena said that Cody will realize he's not the captain or the quarterback. Instead, he's a kid in a man's world who doesn't have the balls to be the last real champion. Cody started talking. The fans drowned him out in boos. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why are they booing Cody? He got him back by the end, though. Cody tried again, and they booed even louder. And I'm like, why the fuck are they booing Cody? Cena said, this is what you fight for? Really? Cody started up again, and the crowd got louder. Cody asked Cena if he knew the guy who usually hands Cody a microphone. Cody said it's a different WWE. All the people here are different. You're not around, so you don't know who these people are. You're overrated, overbearing, and out of touch with the times. And Cena's face is melting wax. Cody said Cena is, quote, paler than Sting at Starrcade 97. And I'm like, oh, damn. Cody said it's 2025, and Cena, quote, still can't wrestle. That's where you got the crowd. The crowd started chanting, you can't wrestle, at John Cena. The crowd then went, Cody, Cody Rhodes, Cody, Cody Rhodes. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Cena called the crowd idiots. Cena said that the fans are just like Cody. They don't know what they want. Cena said on Sunday he won't have to wrestle. And then he hit Cody in the head, and Cody went, ow! And then he tried to put Cody up for the AA. Cody got out of it and landed at Crossroads. Cody contemplated, or I thought he was going to pick up the hat, John Cena's hat, but instead he picked up his belt. And then the crowd cheered. Cody's music hit. They ran down the card for WrestleMania. They showed Cody again in the entranceway, and the show went off the air. Good segment here. I'm still not a big fan of the Cena direction of the character, but I thought this was good. I like this. I thought this was effective. Now we go into WrestleMania tomorrow and Sunday and see how that all lays out. But with all of that, again, I want to say thank you for joining us here. We had a lot of things to talk about. The final Smackdown before WrestleMania. Now, you know what I thought? Well, it's time to hear what you guys thought of the show. Let's refresh these polls really fast. We've got boom, boom, Facebook, and as far as the Facebook poll, I really wish they gave me percentages here. It just says it was all right as winning. I liked it as in second, and I didn't like it as in third. As far as the Threads poll does go, 54% liked the show, 46% thought it was just all right. Looking at the Twitter X poll, 80% liked the show, 12% didn't, and 8% thought it was just all right. Looking at the YouTube community poll, 76% liked the show, 18% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. As far as the live poll does go, 80% liked the show, 18% thought it was just all right, and 3% didn't like it. And finally, the Twitch poll. Give it 2 more seconds. I just saw numbers shift, so give me a second. 75% liked it, 25% thought it was just all right. So with that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Another plan for tomorrow. If everything goes according to plan, 2 live streams tomorrow. One for NXT Stand and Deliver, and one for WrestleMania. Then we got another one on Sunday for WrestleMania, Raw on Monday, and we keep going from there. So with that, guys, have a great night. It's WrestleMania weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Go watch the Hall of Fame.